Hello, my wonderful viewers. You are welcome to another science lessons. And from Cafdil Studios, this is your teacher, Ernest Benter. Kids, in our previous lesson, we looked at a group of animals called birds. And we are going to continue with that group of animals in today's lesson. As you are made aware, these lessons are based on the new GES curriculum you are using at school. So we started with diversity of matter, substrand 1, living things and non-living things. And today we are going to talk about birds. In our previous lesson, we looked at birds, and today we are still on the birds, but we will look at the benefits of birds to us. The benefits of birds to us. Kids and my wonderful viewers, you can also enjoy these lessons on our social media handles. When you go to YouTube, you type Cafdil Edu, and on Facebook, you go to Cafdil Cape Coast. Just type Cafdil Cape Coast to join the live streaming of this lesson. So today is lesson 5 on benefits of birds to humans, that is us, benefits of birds to us. And before we begin the lesson, let's look at some performance indicators. That is what I want you to achieve at the end of the lesson. As I said, anytime you go through any lesson, make sure you learn something new and then you add it to what you already know. So at the end of the lesson, you'll be able to explain 4 benefits of birds to humans. 4 benefits of birds to humans, that is us. You'll be able to explain 4 benefits of birds to humans. Now let's begin the lesson. Benefits of birds to us. We learned about birds in our previous lesson. We looked at what a bird is, that a bird are a group of animals with feathers and wings. Wings means they can fly, as you see on the screen, they can fly. Then we also looked at some features of birds. They have beaks, they have tail, they have hollow bone, they have feathers, they have claws and talons, and the rest. And we looked at numerous examples of birds. Today, the question is, are these birds beneficial to us? Are they important to us at all? And that is what we are going to look at. So the first benefit we get from birds, that we eat the meat of bird as food. We eat the meat of bird as food. Do you like chicken? So some of the birds we eat, the meat are hen. We have the guinea fowl and then we have the duck. So we eat the meat of hen, guinea fowl, and duck as meat. So when you get your food and you don't have any meat on top, you become sad. If you see a big or a fat chicken on your food, you start smiling because we enjoy the meat of some of these birds. The meat serves as a source of food, that is protein, to humans. So we don't just eat the meat like that. We also get some nutrients from the meat, and that is protein. So we get protein from eating the meat of birds. So sometimes you can eat it with rice. You see some rice here with some chicken. And then you see some soup here and some chicken. And you see this guy here enjoying the chicken. If you look at the way this boy is enjoying, I believe today is his birthday and he's very happy enjoying the meat of a bird. So remember that as a form of nutrient, we get protein from eating the meat of birds. We also get eggs from birds, and the eggs of birds also serve as food. We also eat eggs. Most of the times in the morning when taking breakfast, you can take it with boiled egg or fried egg. And we all enjoy eggs. And eggs too are from birds. So the eggs of birds also serve as food for us. So with the egg, we can boil it. or we can fry it. We can enjoy both. You can either fry the egg or boil it, and they are all delicious to eat. And we get these eggs from birds, so we also use the eggs of birds as food. And if you look on your screen, it is your rice with some boiled egg and then rice with some fried egg, and they are all delicious to eat. Even when you go to the market, you see people selling boiled eggs, and people enjoy it with some pepper at the middle and all that, with some onions and all that. People enjoy the eggs of birds as food. So some of the eggs too that we eat as food are from the hen, the duck, and then the turkey. So you may only know egg as egg from hen, but some also enjoy eggs from the duck. Some also enjoy eggs from the turkey. So these are some of the examples of bird eggs we eat as food. So I believe anytime you eat egg, you enjoy it a lot. Eggs are also used for making pancakes and cakes as well. We all like cake. During birthdays, during parties, we all enjoy eating cake, and we make cake with eggs. We also enjoy pancakes. We also use eggs to make pancakes. So eggs are useful. So far as human nutrition is concerned, eggs are useful. So we don't only eat their meat, but we also eat the eggs as food. The next one is that birds spread seeds. Birds spread seeds. What do we mean by birds spread seeds? What do you know about seeds? You know that in plants, we plant seeds and they grow into big plants. So if you are saying bird spread seeds, then it means that it is not all the trees or all the plants that are being done by humans. Sometimes some of these birds also spread the seeds, and if these seeds go into a good soil, they will germinate. So birds like eating seeds. So you see a bird here, an image of a bird here eating guava. And you know that guava contains a lot of seeds. So after eating these seeds, what happens? How do they spread it? Let's look at an example. You see a bird here eating some seeds. So when birds fly to another place, this is how they spread the seeds. When birds fly to another place, they disperse, that is, spread some of the seeds through their droppings. That is, their feces. So when these seeds are placed, when the droppings drop into good soil or on a good soil, the seeds grow into new plants. So let's look at this demonstration. This bird eats the seeds and then they will fly to another place. As they are flying in the sky, they may drop feces. If the feces drop on a good soil, then the seeds will germinate into a big plant. If maybe it is the guava that the bird ate the seeds, you see that a guava will germinate at a different place, and then very soon it will grow into a big plant. You go and enjoy some of the fruit from the guava plant. You may think somebody intentionally planted it, but through the droppings of birds, that guava tree came to being because they spread the seeds of the guava plant through their droppings. So birds spread seeds, and that is what it is meant when we say that birds spread seeds. They eat the seeds, and then when they bring out feces and the feces contain the seeds, drop on a good soil, it will germinate, and then it will grow into a big plant, as we saw. Let's look at it again. Eating the seeds, and then it will fly to a new place. As it's flying, it will drop some feces, and the feces contain some of the seeds it eats, and then it will grow into new plants. So birds are useful. They also help in the agricultural process. They help spread seeds. Birds pollinate plants. They pollinate flowers of a plant. When we were talking about insects, insects also pollinate flowers of plants. The same way birds also do the same. And see that some birds like the hummingbird. Do you remember the hummingbird? When we were doing some facts about birds, we said that hummingbirds, they fly backwards. They fly backwards. These same birds that fly backwards help with the pollination of flowers of plants. So some birds like hummingbird help in the pollination of flowers. Pollination is the movement of pollen grains from the male part of the flower, that is the anther, to the female part, that is the stigma. And we watched that when we were treating insects in our previous lesson. So the male part contains some seeds, and that is what we call the pollen grains. So that is what is falling. This thing contains seeds, and we call these seeds pollen grains. And then these are the eggs of the female part of the flower. This we have 6 here. And then this is called the ovules of the flower. This is the female part of the flower. So this is the male part, this is the female part. So if these seeds are joined to these eggs, then it will turn into something different. So birds help with the pollination of flowers. And when we talk about pollination, it's the movement of pollen grains to the stigma of a flower. And this is how it takes place. So they come. You see, birds also come the same as insects. They come not to pollinate the flowers. They don't have any idea that they are pollinating flowers. But what they do is that they visit the flower to suck nectar. That is made up of sugar and water. They suck. And through their sucking, since the pollen grains are sticky, some of the pollen grains stick to their bodies, their feathers. And when they fly to another flower of the same plant, they release some of these pollen grains from their bodies into the stigma. And when they are joined with the eggs, then we get fruits. So this is how it takes. When the pollen grains fall into the stigma, that's the female part, through the pollen tube, it will travel down and meet the eggs, you see. So as it meets the egg, then it will develop. The eggs and the seeds will develop, and then at the end of the day, you will see fruits. So as you see, it will develop and turn into fruits. So we have orange here. So that is how pollination takes place. If the pollen grains do not reach the eggs of the plants, that's the ovules, there's no way fruit can be made. So these birds help with the transfer of these pollen grains. And pollination is important because it leads to the production of fruits we can eat. We all enjoy fruits: apples, banana, watermelon, oranges, tangerine. We enjoy them. Pawpaw, guava, we enjoy them. So this pollination, if it takes place, it helps us to enjoy fruits. They produce fruits for us to enjoy. And the second one is that these fruits also come with seeds. They come with seeds. So the seeds will also help us to produce more of those plants. The seeds will help us to produce more of those plants. So let's look at this. This is a hummingbird sucking nectar. And in the process of sucking nectar, some of the pollen grains will stick to the body of the bird. So the bird will fly, and then unknowingly some of the pollen grains will go through the stigma, and then it will join the egg and it will develop into fruits. So they also help with the pollination. That give us fruits and seeds. Let's look at it. They go and suck nectar, and then they fly to another flower. They release some of the pollen grains that got stuck on their bodies, and then they will join the egg, and then it will develop into fruits that we can enjoy. So birds, they help with the pollination of flowers that lead to production of fruits and seeds. Birds also control pests. You see that when we talked about insects, especially harmful insects, some of these harmful insects cause harm to humans and plants as well. So birds eat insects that destroy crops. Some of the birds also eat insects that destroy crops, and that also saves us. When you have a farm and insects that are to attack and destroy your farms are being eaten by these birds, it will stop them from destroying your crops. Birds also clean up the environment. Some birds also clean up the environment, and the example is vultures. They eat dead animals to prevent the spread of diseases. If an animal dies right now, you see that within some few days, the dead bodies start to smell very bad. And this contains germs. The air will blow, it will rain, and some of these dead bodies will even go into our water bodies that we even drink. The bad smell will come into the air, we will inhale it, and it can give us diseases. But birds like vultures eat these dead animals to prevent the spread of these diseases. So some of the birds like vulture helps to clean the environment to prevent the spread of diseases. As I said, by eating this, they help to clean the environment. So an animal will die within some time, you will not meet the animal there again because the vultures fed on these dead animals to remove it from the environment. As you see on your screen, within some few days, you will see that this dead animal will not be there anymore. They have cleaned the environment for us. Birds' feathers are also useful. And how useful are they? We said that they are the only animals with feathers. And we use these feathers to do so many things. And these are what we call feathers. And we get these feathers, different kinds of feathers, from birds. See, birds don't have one type of feather. They have different types of feathers with different colors. And we use these feathers for a variety of things. We can use it to fill pillows. So people use birds' feathers to fill pillows, to decorate hats, as you see here, to make fans. So you see that this, which animal do you think we got these feathers from? If you watch the first lesson on birds, see that they got it from a peacock. This resembles the feathers of a peacock. So we use it to make fan, to fan ourselves when the environment is warm. We can also use it to make flowers, as you see here, for decoration. We can also use it to make fishing flies for fishing. We can also use it to decorate earrings, as you see here, beautiful earrings from the feathers of birds. So we use their feathers also for variety of things. We eat the bird as meat, we eat their eggs, we use their feathers also. So they are useful animals in our environment. Some also keep the birds as pets. When we say pets, they keep them as companions, like friends. And some people keep birds, example, parrots, as pets. Sometimes when you go to the corridors or verandas of people, they keep this, they keep some of these birds there as pets, as you see the parrot here. So some people also keep birds as pets. I remember when I was young, I had a bird as pets. My dad was keeping fowls, and this hen hatched 6 chicks. 5 of them were white or creamy in color, and only one was black. So the mother was always chasing the black one out of the flock. So the black chick became lonely, and then I was given that black chick, and that chick became my pet. It grew into a very big hen. And anytime the hen sees me, it will just run and then rest on my shoulder. So I kept that hen as a pet. So not always that we eat them, but some also keep them as pets or as companions. Some people also use birds for sports. Ostrich, as we talked about in the first lesson on birds, they can run a lot and people use them for sports. So let's look at this. Ostrich being used for sports. They are being numbered. Let's look at them. See, they can run very fast. So birds can also be used for sports. Birds can also be used for a sport to entertain people. And this is an example of an ostrich race. So some birds like ostrich can be used for sports for entertainment. They are used for sports for entertainment. Good. Good, kids. We have come to the end of the lesson. Today we looked at benefits of birds. We looked at birds itself in the previous lesson, and today we looked at the benefits we get from birds as humans. We talked that we use their meat as food. So you see people, the boy like this, eating the chicken happily. Birds also spread seeds for us so that we can get more plants. Birds also help with the pollination of flowers of plants so that we can get fruits and seeds. Birds also feed on harmful insects that can destroy crops. We use their feathers also for decoration, for earrings, for hats, to fill pillows, and the rest. We also keep some of these birds as pets, as you saw. We also keep them as pets. And some, like the ostrich, are also used for entertainment, such as sports. So we get a lot of benefits from birds. And I believe that if you didn't know some of these benefits today, you have become aware that the birds we see around are also useful in our environment. Now, before we leave, let's try our hands as usual on this test. 1, we can get all the following foods from birds, except we can get all the following foods from birds, except we have meat, we have eggs, we have feathers. So which of these is not considered as food? Good, feathers. Good, feathers. 2, the feathers of a bird can be used for making, we have pillows, chairs, books. Good, pillows. So we can use it to fill pillows. 3, birds help with the dash of flowers. Birds help with the dash of flowers, watering, pollination, weeding. Good, pollination. Birds help with the pollination of flowers. 4, which of the following birds can be kept as pets? Which of the following birds can be kept as pets? You have eagle, you have parrot, you have vulture. Which of them can you keep as pets? Good, parrots. Can keep parrots as pets. They are very beautiful. As you see, some of them here are very beautiful, have nice feathers, the rest. 5, the bird which eats dead animals to make the environment clean is called. The bird which eats dead animals to make the environment clean is called. So we have hen, we have vulture, we have duck. Good. The answer is vulture. The answer is vulture. You have all done well. You have all done well. And I believe you have enjoyed the lesson as well. So before we leave, let's take this assignment. 1. State any 3 benefits of birds to humans. That is us. State any 3 benefits of birds to humans. That is us. So as I said, you can always enjoy these lessons on our social media handles. You can go to YouTube and then type Cafdil Edu, EDU. And you can also go to Facebook and then you go to Cafdil Cape Coast. So as we have started with this new edition of lessons, you have the QR code on your screen. So you can scan with your phone and then you begin your exercise as you have been doing for the previous exercises. As I said, if you are new today on this lesson, if you don't have the QR code scanner, just go to Play Store and then download QR code scanner if you are using Android. If you are using the iPhone or the Apple devices, to go to the App Store to download the QR code scanner to begin your exercise. I will give you some few minutes to go through this exercise. When you download or when you scan the QR code, you will see a link at the bottom of the code that you scan. Just tap on it. It will lead you to the exercise page. And to remind you, if you don't have data, you cannot do this exercise. So make sure that you have data. So if you have data, just click on the link and it will lead you to the exercise page. When you go there, you type your name, your school, and then your location. Then you begin the exercise. After doing the exercise, just click on Submit. If you click on Submit, you will see another button, View Results. When you tap on it, you'll be able to see your results. All the answers you had wrong, the system will mark it correct, will show you the correct answer that you should have chosen. But I believe if you went through this lesson with me, you'll be able to get all the questions right. All the questions right. So make sure you get it right. And whenever you click on Submit, we get your results as you also see your results. So from time to time, you'll be acknowledging all those who have been constantly participating in this exercise after the lessons. You are welcome back, my lovely viewers. I believe you were all able to do the activities you were told to do. Today we looked at benefits of birds, and I'm sure you have learned something new today, how useful birds are to us. I believe you enjoyed the lesson and you learned something new today. Until I come your way again with another interesting lesson, this is your teacher, Ernest Atto Benter. Bye-bye.